and welcome to another episode of Who Gives a Hoot. I'm Luke. Pretty sure I'm Luke. Got Riley wearing the best keeper kit known to mankind. Thank you, Icarus FC, for sponsoring our Sunday League.
FC Union Sporting Racing Team Club. That is
21.
This badge is 21, established 21. I'm proud to wear it.
We've got Ben Jammin up there at Werner Park. I think that's at Werner Park.
Yeah, just beautiful sunny afternoon at Werner Park.
Yeah. And coming to us from a dungeon somewhere, if you're not okay, blink twice. We've got Sports Center top 10 star Joe Brito.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
So you're not yet at friend of the pod status, but by the end of this, we hope you are.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So knock out a tight 75 and be good to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I have work in the morning or he's got to
I'm sure Jay's trainings happen late in the day so that everybody can maximize their evening hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So we have a couple bits of news. Ricky is going on international duty. Ricky Rivera for Puerto Rico, starting probably this weekend. I think the first game's for CONCACAF Nations League, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Ben's very certain about it being Nations League, so I will trust him on this.
Yeah. No, I pay a lot of attention.
Ricky's last stint with the Puerto Rican national team brought 4 goals and some great results there. It'd be good to get him out there. Definitely happy for him. We wish him all the best. And I can't remember the nickname for the Puerto Rican national team, but assuming I have access to it, I'll be watching those games to see him.
I was about to make some guesses, and then I realized that had potential to be horribly offensive, even if I didn't intend it to be. So I'm gonna look it up, and if I find it out, I'll let you know.
All right. And the other news, after our 0-0 draw, both Camille and I were wrong on our predictions. Go figure. Is last week there was a US Open Cup game. I know no one has seen what the result was.
I don't know what it is. So I'm going to interrupt this segment and let you know that they're referred to as the Blue Hurricane. So El Huracán Azul is the Puerto Rican national team, which is pretty badass.
Yeah, no, that's a great one.
Yeah.
But speaking of hurricanes, there was not one in Minnesota this time around in the Open Cup.
Beautiful thing.
And Union Omaha swooped in, I'll even say, a Battle of the Birds, and scored 2 goals. We don't even need a soundboard. We've got Ben Turner here to make bird noises.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's been a long.
That was a terrible owl, though.
No, I know, it was awful.
But it was a great 90 minutes. Say that.
Yeah. It was done in 90 minutes. That was perfect for a Wednesday night.
No, it was great. None of this extra time and penalties.
All right, Joe. So we got scored on the 6th minute. Why'd you let that happen?
I don't know. I won't let it happen again against Kansas City, though. I promise you that.
Okay.
I like that.
Solid.
No, that's some good goal setting. 7th minute, just as bad. So don't let that happen either. But we went down very early. None of us were able to make the trip up due to various reasons. Some people got back from the Dominican. Some people.
Do I still look tan? I still look pretty tan.
I can't tell. It might just be the reflections at Werner Park. But we're all watching the game at home, watch party. 6 minutes in, we get scored against. People at the watch party at the corner kick, start to worry that this is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, we're going up to Minnesota.
I did hear a 7-0 at one point. I won't lie. I heard someone say 7-0.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as my worst loss in club history prediction against the Fire.
There were two diehard fans who just first ones who showed up there. We get scored against in the 6th minute, and they just leave cursing. They're like, "God damn it! I'm not going to watch this happen. I'm not going to watch this happen at a bar and be that emotional around everybody." It's just, I just left. Not to say that they are any less fans for being that emotionally charged. That understanding that being in a bar, if we were going to be full of 100 people, if we were going to get our asses handed to us, was probably not the best place for them.
It's a claustrophobic environment after a couple of years of being at home to be out there with your emotions like that. I get it.
Joe, would you like to enlighten the people as to what actually happened?
Well, we came back and we had a great 2-1 victory. So I hope they ended up watching the rest of the game. But
Riley and Luke, were you guys worried?
I mean, I'm. It's one of those things. I've seen the team be down 1-0 before. It's not It's not a death sentence that everyone thinks it is. So I was just kind of like, just watching, seeing what was going to happen.
It is occasionally a boredom sentence, but it is very rarely a death sentence.
I'm continually mindful of the fact that MLS squads maybe not throwing their starting 11 at us, but when you've got 2 designated players starting for Minnesota United, not to call out salaries for us too badly, sorry Joe, but one of those players gets paid probably 5 times what our squad does, entire squad, and that's atrocious. But just kind of says what Adrian Heath, who still has a job as of right now. I'm sure Minnesota fans are real happy about that. But the level he was willing to commit with, he's got a congested schedule, had a game the weekend before, has game the weekend after, playing a 3rd division side, didn't need to start 2 DPs. That shows to me, even if he's not putting in his best starting 11, he was taking the game seriously. He was not coming in violently underestimating us. And, the fact that they controlled possession, they had a lot of chances, but in looking at it, we had continually more and more and more shots, chances, and a lot of those I was surprised looking back through it and looking through the ESPN match minutes, how many times Rashid's long ball up front opened up for a great play. I mean, it led to our first goal with Hugo out there. I forget who got the actual assist off of that.
JP.
It was JP.
It was JP. Okay.
Yeah.
The man with
JP.
head.
Yeah, I mean, when he's not going sideways to get a header in, he's assisting. But we've seen Rashid get assists on fields longer than Allianz, and he almost got one in stoppage time after his hockey assist to Hugo. Almost got one to Hugo, the 45th +5.
You just call him an old MLS assist at this point. Didn't MLS used to track hockey assists?
I'm sure it did, but I'm not the man who does the data dump. But I think Joe, you've got an amazing foot. Like your ability to take free kicks, corners. you're just opening up a lot of opportunities out there, and the fact that it seems like you're just getting warmed up. I've heard some great things about you through your college career. Apparently nicknamed Big Joe Brito.
Yeah, I've never heard that one. So.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go with that. But your ability to service the ball into dangerous space again and again, league play, and in this Open Cup game, is putting so much pressure on these teams that are already hurting from our counterattacking style.
Right.
Where did you get so good at those services? I mean, were you born with a golden foot?
No, I think in college, we really emphasized like set pieces and stuff, both defending it and attacking it. And we had a player when I was an underclassman who was really like amazing at set pieces. He would kick it consistently, exactly where the coach wanted it every time. So I would just practice with him, doing it all the time after practice, before practice. And then eventually, once I was an upperclassman, I took over the responsibility of set pieces. So we had really high standards and expectations. So it just helped me just kind of be used to doing it all the time and consistently, no matter the circumstance, no matter the score, putting in a good ball into the right space that we wanted in. So.
And you did your collegiate career at UNC Charlotte, correct?
Right. Yep.
How did that program like really build you into the kind of player that Jay Mims is going to pick up and then start in almost every single game?
Yeah, I think my college career really helped me just fit in well with Omaha over here, because we played the same formation. We also like to press at college. So when I came here, I found it really easy to adapt and to do what Jay was asking of me. So it was definitely a lot different when I went from the Revs to Charlotte. I had to adjust to these demands of like pressing 4-4-2, stuff like that. Like when you get the ball, play vertically instead of going backwards and keeping it. So just stuff like that just really helped me transition smoothly to the Union Omaha.
Can I ask a few questions about sort of the early career then?
Yeah.
So you were in the Revs Academy in high school. What was the decision to go to college?
So
did you have other options? Were you interested in other things like?
Yeah, I had a few other options. Well, I knew my parents were going to move to Charlotte for work, so that kind of helped me like dictate where I was looking. So so they were going to move to Charlotte. So I looked at UNC Charlotte, I looked at Clemson, and then I had a few schools like in New England interested, but I knew I wanted to be in the Carolinas with them. So that's what kind of helped sway my decision. And also UNC Charlotte was a top-ranked program, and they still are. So just all those things combined helped me decide where to go.
Nice. And then coming out of college, what led to like the decision to go USL League One? From my perspective, this is just a minute to editorialize. I think with the introduction of MLS Next, I think certainly this year there are less players out of college in our league than I expected. And so did you have a MLS Next interest, and what led you to a USL League One team?
Yeah, once I graduated college, I kind of just sat down with my family and my agent, and we just kind of chose what we wanted to focus on. And at the time, obviously MLS Next hadn't started yet, so we didn't know like what to expect from it, like where would the level be at, what would the pay be like, and just like what it'd be like. So we had to choose between USL and the MLS Next, and we decided to choose the USL, just because things like the fan bases that USLs have that MLS Next don't have, like playing in these environments like when we went to Forward Madison the first game of the season, just those hostile environments just make you a better player. So it's like things like that I didn't think would be attainable in the MLS Next.
Podcast appearances.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have 3, if not top 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. And Yeah, it's just too much unknown for the MLS Next for me. So, I mean, obviously it has its benefits of being underneath the nose of an MLS team. But I just thought it'd be better for my career to focus on USL.
So you've played 2 home games now out of 10. How do you feel about that? Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
Yeah. It's definitely been tough to just travel for the beginning of the season, but it'll be nice later on in the season when we're a little more tired. We can just stay here and play here. So yeah, it's not been too bad.
Yeah, I think it's been okay. I've it's like, well, I was like, oh well, the games are going to start coming pretty thick and fast after this, but like now it's another 3 weeks before we're home.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, to be fair, he's played 4 games in the Omaha Metro.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them have been at a baseball stadium.
True.
Yeah,
but I'm
something I had to adapt to as well. Playing in the baseball stadium has been something I had to adapt to as well. It's been different, but
well, we'll get into it probably a little bit later, but especially playing against Northern Colorado, who has a lot of League One veterans in it. Mm-hmm. You played in that baseball stadium less than most of their team, which is definitely, it is a learning curve to play in that stadium. So especially when looking at that as a 0-0 draw and half our guys are brand new to the league, and when you've got, I mean, one of their star players, Ethan Vanacore Decker, who played 2 seasons here. You got Thirst Trap McLean out there. If you want a good laugh, TikTok.
Just in general.
Lockie McLean.
Starting to age yourself, Luke.
Lockie McLean. That apparently is 26,000 followers, which is more than their team has. So he's doing something on there. But you look at their team, and I mean, heck, even Eamon, their coach, has played on the field about the same number as guys that are on our team. Like, how are you able to adapt? How is Jay helping you to adapt as a new player who's sharing a facility that is relatively unique in soccer in the US, but one that you're not able to get probably more than a day of practice on before a game?
Yeah. We do a good job of just the day before we train on the field. So it just helps us get used to like the condition of the surface and stuff like that, and like the dimensions of the field. But other than that, we kind of just focus on our tactics, on like what we're going to do, like how we're going to press, because teams come in, like we saw with Fuego, like they still tried to play their style of playing out of the back no matter what. So we were just catching them off the press and just winning the ball in good spots. So just kind of just sticking to what we're good at, no matter like the field.
Now, here's a question that I'm really curious to know, and I have not seen it to its full ability, just the way the game's gone. Mm-hmm. Can Ryan Jiba do a throw-in across the field at Werner?
He probably can. We haven't tried it yet, but maybe he could.
I'm really wanting to see a throw in the offensive third, and it just turns out like a corner kick because Ryan's throw-ins are ridiculous.
Yeah, we still have to harness his throw-in abilities.
It's that waiting for Rashid or Kevin to finally get a goal on that field, and I want to see Ryan do a throw and assist. Those are
a direct free kick goal from you in front of the Parliament too, just so for making the request list. We've had one at home in club history, so
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
It is weird when Rashid's taking a goal kick. We're basically in the other team's box, so
that's got to be an adjustment as a player.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird, but
back to Minnesota, you get Hugo's goal very pretty, just run a play there to get in behind them, sneak that by Eric Dick. Sorry, we're adults here, but get that in there, and we go to the locker room tied 1-1 against a very solid MLS squad, and knowing what even their MLS 2 side was offering USL 1 players after last year, like even their 2 side is competitive in MLS Next. What does Jay say at that point? What's the feeling in the locker room at half when you've tied it up in stoppage time against a MLS side that is not last in the table?
Yeah, it was a really positive locker room at halftime, especially after the way we started. We were just all encouraging each other to just keep the momentum because we felt like it was starting to shift towards us. So we were just focusing on just bringing that into the second half, which is what we did. So everyone was just really positive and just encouraging each other in the locker room at halftime.
Now, second half, it starts out pretty good. You get some fouls, some shots, and then you get a goal in the 51st minute.
Tell us about the goal.
Yeah, that was a good first goal to get. I just knew, I saw when JP looked up to cross it. I thought he was going to play it to me first, but I think he went for Hugo. And I was just hoping maybe the center back would try to flick it out towards the where I was. Luckily that happened. It came right to me. And I knew that I had to take a good first touch because it was just coming out of the air, and I knew their right back was just going to sprint right at me. So focused on my first touch, brought it right down to my foot, and just struck it at the goal. And it was a great feeling to see it go in the top bins there. So,
yeah. Now, I noticed your socks were already very high. Were you planning on that sliding celebration?
I wouldn't say I was planning it. That's just how I wear my socks, but I definitely thought about it before the game. Like, the grass was perfect for a knee slide, so it might have been premeditated, but
it was a great slide.
Yeah, no,
it was a fantastic slide.
Yeah, I had some good distance on it.
Yeah.
I forget what commercial it was, but there's some commercial out there where a guy just starts the knee slide and just keeps going throughout the stadium. And, like, that's exactly what was going through my head as you just like went for 10 feet on that slide.
You also laid completely flat back there for a second. That was also really
impressive. I always see on TV sometimes when they do knee slides, they get caught in the grass and like flip, and I didn't want that to happen, so I made sure I was leaning back. So that wouldn't happen.
All right, so you're a studied knee slider. If you ever don't make it in the soccer world, which that seems very unlikely at this point, you can join a rock band, a hair metal band, and you'll be good.
Where does this, and give us the no bullshit answer on this, where does this rank other career goals for you?
I would say quality of goal wise, I would say probably number 2. When I was on the Revs Academy, I scored a pretty nice goal from like the top of the box off a corner kick play. So I would say that was probably number 1, but I would say like just total combo package, this was probably number 1 considering like the circumstance. My first pro goal against Minnesota United. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was against an MLS team. Like at the time, you don't know it's a game winner or not, right? So like, it's not like it was in the 90th or something. But I mean, please don't get me wrong.
Now, if I recall, the assist you received was from Boxall. Is that correct, Ben?
Yeah, no, it bounced off. It bounced off the defender's head and landed perfectly at Joe's chest.
Yeah, and I believe that was Boxall, who I'm assuming you read through all of the comments. I see that you're in the social sphere enough that you're probably seeing all that. And he had some choice words to say about their organization, but also some like detrimental words about ours. How does it feel that he had such crap to say about his team, but he assisted the game-winning goal for you?
Oh, and was the defender on the first goal too. Let's not forget that either.
Yeah, I actually didn't see his comments, but I know like after like the Chicago game, like the way they were talking, it was like kind of disrespectful towards us. I felt like they were just kind of like, oh, this is the biggest game of their lives. Like, of course they were gonna try as hard as they could, but it's like once you step onto the field, you should be playing like it's your last game anyway. So like, it's just kind of a weak excuse to me.
I couldn't agree more.
This happens every year with preseason. With the best one and probably best covered games were 2021. Union Omaha goes down to Arizona, plays a few games against Phoenix Rising, and they're not televised, but they're covered. Union Omaha beats them every single time. The coach for Phoenix Rising comes out with a broadcast after, quick video from their social media, said, oh yeah, no, we were just trying things. We weren't out there to win. And I think Jay immediately like had something similar after seeing that, where one of the post-game things, and we went on the field. We're there to win. Like, why else would we go out on the field? Right. Is that just generally the environment that you feel that Union Omaha's bringing to everything? Is we're there to win, and if we're not winning, there's a sense of it's more or less a loss.
Yeah, I think that's just a good culture for a team to have, is to want to win every game you play. So just seeing what they're saying after the games makes you kind of question what their culture is there, and maybe that's why they're in the positions they're in. So
all right, we're gonna try not to ruin your future.
Cup run, so be careful. Not too many shots fired.
You saw how many fans Minnesota had there. Nobody's hearing this.
No, I don't. I love how everybody's freaking out about getting tickets to the Kansas City game when like it's gonna be like there's gonna be 3 full sections and like every other one's gonna have like 5 people in it.
Well, those sections I believe are sold out now.
I believe sold out 2 sections.
Yeah. Well, 2 sections fully sold out, and the other one had 30 tickets as of this afternoon. So they allotted 400 seats for Union Omaha supporters. Well, Union Omaha fans in general, supporters bought a good portion of that. And as of this broadcast, well over 300 tickets have been sold to Union Omaha fans. So it may not be quite filling the cauldron down there in Kansas City, which as a fan of Kansas City, not above Union Omaha, but I enjoy having one team that's not going to do well every year. Bayern Munich, Ajax, I'll always handle things.
Real man of the people there, Luke. Real man of the people.
Sporting Kansas City, on the other hand, I mean, they're dead last in the league table after the loss to Vancouver. So that's definitely something to I don't think they're going out there with that winning environment. Now, getting back to the Minnesota United game, there were a number of chances following that. Obviously, it was very much a Union Omaha game where we win. We had maybe 25% possession and just dominated every chance we had. I feel versus a game where we have 60% possession and squeak by on a draw. Especially in those like last 10 minutes when Minnesota is like, crap, we actually have to turn it up. What was the feeling? What was the feeling within the team? What were the words being exchanged between all the players trying to pull out and lock down for the win?
Yeah, I feel like on the field everyone was very confident in our ability to like hold out the result. But like once I like got subbed, I think it was like the 81st minute. Like I was like a nervous wreck on the sideline because it felt like the longest like 10 minutes ever for me. Because there's nothing I could do on the sideline, so I was just hoping we could hold it out. But yeah, on the field we're all confident, just doing what we do best. Connor was being the great captain that he is, just keeping us encouraged, keep reminding us like the little things to not mess with the ball in dangerous spots and to just stay solid, stay tight so that they couldn't play through us and they'd have to go around us. So just little things like that.
This is a little off topic, but I missed the first natural window and you kind of opened it one. You cracked one just a little bit, but talking about sort of the captaining of Connor Doyle, how does, your first year pro, you're coming into a quasi-established team, right? Like a lot of turnover here, but like, how do you assimilate into the culture? And, how do guys like Connor help set those culture expectations for you as a player?
Yeah, I think Connor's someone that everyone on the team looks up to. He's obviously had like an amazing career. And he's a great player. He's probably the best player I've ever played with. So he's just someone that I can look up to and learn from, just see what he does on and off the field and just try to bring that into my own career and life. But he's just a great captain, he just knows everything already. He's played for so long, way longer than we have. So it's just someone you can trust and someone you can learn from. So that's all you can really ask from a captain.
Nice. And then how does that carry over sort of into the locker room? Like, I assume you were a leader on your team in college. Jay doesn't really, sign guys who aren't. And so, how do you fit in to a new team like this?
Yeah, I fit in pretty well. I mean, everyone here was really welcoming. So like right away, I felt like I was at home. There's no like cliques or anything like that. Like everyone's friends, everyone talks. And I think we have a really good locker room environment. Our locker room is like the perfect size. It's not too big, so like everyone can talk to each other. And we try to always have music on to keep like good energy in there and get ready for practice for the game. So just stuff like that made it really easy for me to adjust from college to here. So
all right, bringing up the locker room. First to backtrack a little bit to something you said. You're saying Connor knows, or Connor has so much knowledge, and I'm pretty sure if Connor were on this, he would be saying, I have so much more to learn, which to me is always just the most impressive. He is just his dedication to everything is just nuts. But to the locker room point, you're DJing. What are your top 3 songs to get you pumped up for a game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Riley's judging you so hard right now.
No.
Riley judged me so hard recently. I was like, oh man, this song I just heard, I love this song so much. It's my new favorite song. It's incredible. And he's like, dude, that was like Union Omaha's locker room song last year.
I would say anything from like Kanye West. He's got some good pump up songs. Yeah, some from Kanye West, probably my favorite, like Stronger. That's a good pump up song for me. So
fabulous.
All right. Now, favorite victory song.
Victory song.
I mean, you've had some opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm usually so excited after I'm not listening to the songs that are being played, but I don't know. I'd have to think about that one and get back to you. I gotta think about it.
All right. Well,
tweet at us at WGAH Media on Twitter.
All right,
no, we're not WGAH Media on Twitter.
Gosh,
I think we're WGAH Pod. Whatever. You know where our Twitter is.
Yeah.
Now, the follow up to the music. Who's the best dancer?
The best dancer, I would say probably Shivani. Shivani likes to dance.
All right. Okay, he likes to dance, but is he the best dancer?
Yeah, he's got both. He likes it and he's good.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Because obviously some of these guys are putting out some of the celebrations on Instagram. So just getting that little bit of the inside the locker room feel there.
Yeah.
How do you like Omaha?
I like it a lot.
Omaha been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously from Connecticut, so it's pretty similar to that as far as like things to do. But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect when I came out here because I've never been to this part of America, but I think it's exceeded my expectations, to be honest.
Nice. That was what I found when I moved here from Connecticut. Yeah. Sometime definitely in your lifetime. Just double check that on Wikipedia.
Probably not, Ben. Probably not.
No, I definitely
did. As far as Jay getting you to come to Omaha, I don't know if you came out for any of the trials, if you had experience here before you signed, or if you signed not knowing, you just knew that you were going to fly over country.
No, so actually I was playing at a
take the bait, Joe.
No, I was playing at a combine in Florida, and there was a lot of teams there. So that's where Jay originally saw me, and that's where we got in contact. So then after that, he invited me to the combine that they had here. So that was the first time I actually came here. And then after the combine, they invited me to stay for preseason. So I was here for like a good month before I signed.
All right. What was your number at the combine?
My number? That's a good question.
No, because I want to see if like I had who's there, picked out a few.
Nice at our combine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what number I had. That's a good question.
Jack Yates has the footage, Luke.
Yeah, we'll have to harass Jack. Jack, if you're listening, if they pay you enough to listen to our dulcet tones, let us know. Now I'm curious, Ben. I'm curious.
Oh, what I was doing on the day Joe Brito was born?
Yes.
I was in Ohio celebrating my grandma's 80th birthday.
Well, hey, apparently it's a good birthday.
No, it's a great birthday. It's really good. Yeah. No, I was like, yeah. So Joe was alive when I moved to Omaha.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's Michael Jordan's birthday too. I think.
This is my grandma's, so I never paid a lot of attention, but we're gonna
all right. So
confirmed.
Match 1, quick turnaround. Who do we play? Hailstorm?
Yeah, we don't even great coverage.
Yeah.
Did a great job of wrapping up this game. Let's move on.
Yeah. I mean,
I actually have another question for Joe about Minnesota. Give us top 3 things you'll remember about this game. Obviously, one of them is going to be the goal, but like, what else is going to be like really memorable about the game, the night?
I think seeing the stadium for the first time, it was a really impressive stadium. It's probably the nicest one I've ever played in. I would say that. I would say probably after the game, celebrating with the fans that traveled there. We all went over to the corner that they were at and celebrated with them. So that was pretty cool. And then probably the third thing is just in the locker room with the guys. Everyone's just really happy and excited and celebrating. So those are probably the 3 things for me.
I got to agree with you, Joe. I went to the U.S. Honduras game there in February, and I was blown away. It's crazy. Really the stuff like that is stateside now.
Yeah.
Riley, how many toes do you have after that game? Do you have all
toes? 10? Yeah, I've got all 10. It was only -12. I don't know what you're like. I've been outside and cold, and I mean it was cold. I'm not gonna be that person. It was pretty cold, but it was. I mean, I layered enough. It was fine. Oh, and I got a selfie with Alexi Lawless that I'm just waiting for the perfect opportunity to make a meme out of.
There's like
Lawless story for some other time.
I just never say that you took a photo with Alexi Lawless.
I'm saying that I took it
sorry,
with
Joe,
the pretense, but no, I'm not.
No, I'm saying if Joe is, I'm sorry, but
no, I actually got into a Twitter argument with him once.
I'm not even surprised by that, but I kind of want to hear this.
Yeah. No, now you got to tell the story.
So he was talking about Portugal, which is my country. So he said that Portugal only beats bad teams. So I sent him like a screenshot on Twitter of them beating like good teams. And then he kind of came back. I mean, I don't remember what was said, but yeah, we kind of exchanged a few tweets.
Yeah.
That sounds about like him. He's a professional troll.
Yeah.
No free clout, though. We're not here to give clout to Alexi Lawless.
No, we're giving it to Joe Brito because Joe Brito took it to Lexi Lawless.
Yeah. The other thing that like drives me nuts is like there's a pretty famous picture of him in like a World Cup locker room wearing a t-shirt of the college I went to because his dad was a professor there for like 2 years, and it's like his lucky shirt, and like that always drives me nuts that like I have that connection with him and that like I love that. All right. This concludes our shit on members of the 90s U.S. men's national team portion. We'll
wait.
Facing Greenville in 2 weeks, right? We'll bring back this segment again.
Yeah, I was going to say, because John Harkes wished congratulations to Union Omaha following that. He followed Omaha Parliament on Twitter. Just saying, Jay Mims for the Omaha job. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting this rumor right here. John Harkes is dying to come actually win a championship in USL League One and would like to move to Omaha.
Championship game.
Yes, championship game. They have never won a championship game.
Technically, they've never not lost a championship game.
That is also true. Sorry, Joe. That's a little bit League One history. We're still very bitter about it. They gotta.
Here's a legit question for definitely Luke, definitely Riley, and Joe if he's feeling very courageous. How many more wins before J Mims is gone next year for sure in the U.S. Open Cup?
I'm not answering that question. I'm good.
Okay. Let's rephrase the question to a more acceptable way. How many wins in the U.S. Open Cup more in this run does Jay need to establish himself as a legitimate MLS coach candidate?
0.
I think beating Peter Vermees in an Open Cup game would solidify, because Vermees has a history of the Open Cup. He's led Sporting to 3 under his tenure, 2 or 3, but that itself is just, Vermees is one of the few coaches in MLS that continues to take US Open Cup seriously. They face good sides.
Chance to make a quick correction. They had 14,000 people at their last Open Cup game.
Yeah. And they're a 22,000 person stadium, I believe.
Yeah.
Which, granted, that was a midweek MLS game, but if you look at the seating map, they're already filling up for that, for the next game. It should be a very good environment. And I think if J Mims and Union Omaha can go in and, beat the last ranked team, or last place team in the West in MLS, but one of the few survivors in the Open Cup, that says Jay has the chops.
Yeah, no, I think it's, obviously I'm team J Mims all the way, but it's that is one thing so I've been wandering around my house lately. I've been wondering is like, I think one of the things that's happened is MLS has gotten more, the quality of the league, particularly the top end, has gone up, is like your chance to make wild card hires. Like, 10 years ago, it'd been a slam dunk. Now it's like, well, why are you hiring a guy from the 3rd division? So, at some point there needs to be like a provable resume. I'm not advocating for this. We're all adults here talking in the abstract. At what point does the US Open Cup run, does it become the like basketball coach. Now, Ryan's not on here. We're not going to talk college sports. But anyway. Yeah. So, it's one thing I've been wondering. Joe, do you have any thoughts, or would you prefer to sit this one out?
I'm not feeling courageous.
That's totally fine. We're certain J Mims does not listen to the podcast, but that's still a very smart decision on your part.
Jay may not, but others in his household
things
may.
Get back to Jack.
All right. Okay. Going to the standard questions that I feel like you have to ask in every interview. Dream vacation.
Never asked anyone that.
My dream vacation. I love going to Portugal. So probably lives in Portugal. It's my probably favorite city in the world. So I'd like to go during like the season, because I usually go in the summer, so I can't watch any games there. So I'd like to go like during their season to watch their games.
All right. See, that was about on par where I thought it was going to be. It was either that or the Azores.
The Azores are nice too.
I want to go to that one place with 100-foot waves in Portugal.
Oh yeah, I've been there before. Yeah,
place looks sick.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years.
What?
Yeah, you bring up my job interview questions. What's the last thing you fixed, and how did you fix it?
Well, that was Minnesota United. We already know that answer to that.
Yeah, exactly. You already talked
in
to
5
Steve.
years. I just hope I'm still playing soccer. Just hopefully my career keeps progressing upwards. So that's what.
Start listening to the podcast regularly, because the last guy who listened to the podcast regularly is now thriving in the championship. So,
yeah.
And really, the only reason is that he listened to the podcast. There's literally
no. I mean, it had nothing to do with extensive European play or the like. None of that.
I mean, we're talking about the best friend of the pod, right?
We are talking about best friend of the pod.
No.
Oh well,
I'd say I think Jay Mims might be the best friend of the pod.
I would have said Luke's mom, but
yeah,
it's between.
It's
between those three.
Tony and Tina might be taking that from my mother.
They love the show.
All right. Ben, what do you have to?
Oh man, I want to know about what products that you really believe in and why.
What products?
Yeah, like, do you have a particular brand of insoles you believe in? Because I ride bikes, and I need. Wait. I'm gonna need new insoles soon, because these ones are pretty worn out.
Yeah, Carrick's insoles. You gotta try them out.
Yeah, tell me all about them. Do you use them yourself?
I do. Yes, I use them in my cleats. After during my senior year in college, I had some pretty bad heel pain. So it kind of worked out when they came to me about a sponsorship. And once I started using their insoles in my sneakers and my cleats, the heel pain went away. And also they have like grips in the insoles for your soccer cleats, so that just helps my foot stay in place as well. So yeah, it's been useful. So.
Nice. Do you have like a promo code or anything if I wanted to time out and save money?
Yes, you can use the Brito 10 promo code. You'll get 10% off.
Oh, hell yeah. I actually, all jokes aside, I didn't think of it until just now, but I really do need new insoles. Wondering about where I'm going to get them. And I do see that Curex has a bike one. So I'm going to have to try it out. I will report back.
Sounds good.
Well, thoughts on the next game? We've got, are we at Chattanooga next?
Yeah. Well, I suppose, Joe, do you have anything to add about the game on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a tough one to come off that emotional win we had. It was a short turnaround. So, it was just a kind of frustrating game to tie 0-0. We've been getting a lot of draws in league play. So, it was just frustrating, but I mean, it's kind of expected to be a tough one, especially after our Wednesday game. So
did you guys fly or drive to Minnesota?
We drove. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
MLS
like
got beaten by a
bus
team
ride.
that arrived on a bus. Got that.
True story.
What do you know about Chattanooga, and like how
You protect your ribs
without giving anything away? How is Jay preparing you for it?
Yeah, I don't know much about Chattanooga. Obviously, I haven't played them yet. Right now, we're just kind of getting the last 2 games out of our legs. So now we're going to start our training sessions. Going to be tailored towards Chattanooga. We'll start watching film on them. So yeah, not much that I know yet about them. I know that they're a pretty physical team. That's what I heard a couple of guys talking about. So that's about all I know so far. But
just remember, they are the second best third divisions team in Chattanooga.
The second best, yeah.
Chattanooga FC better. And also, that was
Joe?
a serious comment, Joe. Protect your ribs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they didn't have lights the first season we played them, and we had to have a game rescheduled because a storm rolled in and it lasted until sunset, and so we had to reschedule. And our club is currently 0-2 in history and rescheduled games, so it was a source of some bitterness.
That and they did break a player's ribs in that rescheduled match.
Wow.
So yeah, protect your ribs. Remember, there will be storms.
Yeah.
And
maybe
remind that
flashlight goal celebration, if you can come up with one.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Also, just remind them, second best third division squad in Chattanooga.
All right, I'll remind them.
Also, with all this information, have a safety plan on how you're going to get home safely.
No, the fans of the second or the first best third division squad will help him get home if he brings that up.
Yeah.
No,
send them a tweet and tell them you said that after the game. They'll love you forever.
That is, they are a very tough squad. We've had limited success against them in the past because they are such a physical team.
Extremely.
Yeah, and I would definitely say they're probably going to be fired up due to the tragedy that did happen in Chattanooga recently. It would be definitely something. Our sincere prayers, thoughts, as much as I hate saying that, do go out to the victims in Chattanooga. So this is going to be a very serious game for them. I'm sure it'll have some extra meaning. So do wish you the best as you get down there. And now back to a more fun note. What do you know about Greenville?
Not much. I know it's in South Carolina, but other than that,
well, you almost played at Clemson from what you told us. So now that's a team that, like us this year, has done very well in previous years and isn't doing so hot at the beginning of the year. But
is there an excuse that they have a super deep cup run they're involved with?
Oh no, sorry.
Factor in all the wins and even the draw in that like they're doing perfectly fine. Oh, that's not the case.
No, that's not the case for them.
Oh.
They have a washed up 90s U.S. men's national team star as their coach. But that is one where there's always some good banter between the fans and everything. But there's the belt.
I was going to ask, do you know what happens if you win?
I do not know.
Oh,
there's
bring it out. So what you're telling us is they're doing a terrible job of showing team culture.
Yep.
Luke's going to go get the belt. Riley, you're great at asking questions. Give Joe a question.
Joe, what is one thing that you do on game day that you think puts you in the mindset to play?
I like to watch soccer games that are on. So like the other day I watched the Champions League final. So I like just watching the best of the best do it, and it helps me just visualize my game and how I want to play.
Now, who are you going for the Champions League final? So you can alienate half of Omaha one way or the other.
Now that's the real polarizing questions.
I mean, I was like rooting for Real Madrid just because I have a few friends that are Real Madrid fans, and Ronaldo used to play there, so that's who I was rooting for. But I mean, if Liverpool won, I would have been fine with that too. So
are you a Man U fan now?
No, I'm a Benfica fan, but like I root for Ronaldo.
Oh God, I hate you even more.
Yeah, they beat Ajax. So I'm sorry.
I always root for Portuguese
Ajax
clubs in the Champions League.
All right. Well, this beauty could be yours to take home on or I guess into the locker room but
yours to take on the plane in your carry-on luggage.
It has done that. Although I'm going down to Greenville this time, so that'll be coming back with me, hopefully there. But this is probably the trophy that has the worst carbon footprint of any trophy in lower league soccer. Because it has been to Greenville. Well, it went to Greenville for the final in 2020, which didn't happen, so it came back to Omaha. Then it went there in 2021, came back. They did win it, so it went there, but then came back for the final where it was handed off again. So, I mean, really, out of like any lower league trophy in the world, it's really just racking up the miles. So, carbon footprint, it looks great on anybody. Real sparkly, great photo ops.
It even makes me look good. So,
I mean, it does make Riley look good, and that's saying something.
I don't disagree.
No, but Joe, thanks for sticking around with us. I know we're dragging you out on a Tuesday night when you're living in the heart of Blackstone, and there are so many better options.
Yeah. Jay does pay us extra to make these run long when we have players on.
Yeah, no, especially when he is going to announce surprise 5 a.m. practices. But I believe we only have one last question, unless Ben, you have anything else?
I'm good. I feel this has been great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So much, Joe, for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank you for having me, guys.
Good luck in your basement.
Thank you.
Yeah. The one you live in, not the one the team is currently in. Factor in
Wow.
Look, I already said it. Factor in the cup run, and we're doing just fine.
Yeah. All right. So our last question, and this is your first time here, so this is a question for everybody.
Our tens of fans are going to judge you if you get this right or wrong.
It's hundreds, Ben Turner.
I know.
Your mother and father might judge you for this if you get it wrong. I'm sure they've listened to the end.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. Who gives a hoot?
We do.